So today we want to talk about using the new Lambda function in MS Excel. And it's through the beta channel and Office Insider. Beta channel was formerly called the Insider channel, and it is the channel that's best suited for those people who want the latest builds to identify issues and provide feedback about the new features and development by MS Excel developers. So you can use it at your own risk, but there's some very unique and interesting functions that are starting to being developed within MS Excel. To be able to use these functions, you have to make sure that you are a beta channel user or you're signed up for the beta channel. And to be able to ensure that you are on this channel, just go under account in MS Excel and click on Office Insiders. This is for those who are on a subscription basis with Office products, and click on the channel and make sure that you're signed up for the beta channel. There are two types of channels, the current channel preview and the beta channel. And under the beta channel, you can have access to all of these very unique functions. And you might actually do this change and switch to beta channel, but not be able to see these functions immediately. Just make sure that you have updated MS Excel and restarted your Excel and restart your computer to be able to have access to these functions. And as you type Lambda, you can see the function. So if we go on Help and just type in Lambda, and you'll be able to see the instruction for the Lambda function. And under this section, you would see Lambda function description. You can create functions for commonly used formula, eliminate the need to copy paste it. You don't need to write macros. You can see the inputs, the parameters, calculations. You can see some remarks of what to do's and not to do's and don'ts. So 253 parameters max when you're getting a hashtag value error, when you're getting a hashtag number or calc error. Just don't use dots in the name of the parameters. Just be consistent with how you name your parameters in Excel, and also the steps. To test the formula, create the Lambda in a cell and then add Lambda to the name manager. So we're going to walk through these 3 steps for 2 different examples to see how to do it. Okay, so one of them is a Jensen's alpha when it comes to financial markets, when you want to look at the historical performance of a stock relative to the market. One option is to look at Jensen's alpha to determine if the management have been doing a good job running the company, if we're having positive excess returns, or relative to the market, company is not doing really well. In this case, the public equity and the public markets, that's what we're referring to. So we can see here 2 data columns. One is the monthly market returns and the other one is monthly stock returns. So we calculated the returns on a monthly basis for the stock and the market. You ran the regression of the stock return with respect to the market return data, and we calculated the intercept and the beta of the stock. In this case, our square is quite small, but just for the purposes, that's what we're going to use. So what's the formula for the Jensen's alpha? The intercept, and we subtract from it the T-bill rate on a monthly basis times 1 minus the beta. And in this case, beta is calculated on a monthly basis. And then we have to annualize that value, which is 14%. So it's positive. We can't say we can't say specifically if the stock has a high or low Jensen's alpha, because we have to look at other peers in the market and then compare this Jensen's alpha to the average of the peers or the median of the peers in the market. For the sake that this is just positive, it's not going to specifically say that this is a good stock or the management have been doing a good job at running this company from an operational standpoint. But you see that this formula is consistent. It's the same formula all the time. It's basically the intercept less 1 minus the beta times the monthly T-bill rate, which is divided by 12. So we can simply create this by a Lambda function. First, we write the overall formula for the annualized Jensen's alpha, which is 1 plus the Jensen's alpha on a monthly basis to the power of 12 minus 1 to get the annualized basis, and the Jensen's alpha on a monthly basis is basically the intercept minus 1 minus the beta times the T-bill rate, in this case, divided by 12 because it's on a monthly basis. And then in order to write the Lambda function, the first parameters are parameters for calculation, and we can name them the intercept, the beta, and the T-bill rate. These are the functions, the parameters that we're going to pass into the function that we're going to create. We're going to call that function later on the Jensen's alpha function, so Jensen alpha, and we're going to have 3 parameters for it, which is the intercept, beta, as well as the average T-bill rate, which have been previously calculated, but here's a hard code because we're passing it into the formula. So for lambda function, we simply write lambda, intercept, beta, and the T-bill rate are our inputs. Then we calculate the function. We basically put the function formula for it, and then we pass in the argument. Just to tell you how we write this, we say lambda. In this case, we say intercept, and comma, and then we have regression beta, and then we have a T-bill rate. Okay, so these are my formulas. And then I'm going to pass in the formula, which is 1 plus intercept minus 1 minus beta times T-bill rate divided by 12. Okay, so 1 plus that to the power of 12 minus 1. Basically, that closes the lambda function. And then I have to pass the parameters, this parameter, and then this parameter as my value to name this function. So now that we create this function, we have to name it. Simply, you can copy paste this portion of the formula with the equal sign, put Alt M N to get a name manager, and then you would have to add a new variable, which we have new name, as in this case we have created a new name, which is Jensen's alpha. You can edit it, and in this case you have to put in, or we would have to put in, the formula that we just copy pasted, and then we can name it. We call it Jensen's alpha, and then we can put a description that this function calculates the stocks Jensen's alpha based on the monthly T-bill rate, intercept, and the regression beta of monthly stock returns and monthly market returns. And then we actually write, this is our function, Jensen alpha equals intercept minus monthly T-bill rate times 1 minus the beta. So now that this is created, when we go into the Jensen's alpha, we can just write Jensen's alpha, just showing you Jensen alpha. Click tab to complete it. Remember the order of the parameters: first intercept, then the beta, and then the T-bill rate, which is average annual rate. And then you will be able to getting 14.6%. So then we won't have to be doing all of this calculation to arrive at its 14.6%. You can have more stock return data as long as we have the intercept, the beta, and the T-bill rate. We can just type Jensen alpha, pass these 3 variables, and then get our annualized Jensen's alpha.